The Tejano Conjunto Festival begins this evening at Rosedale Park. This festival is the longest running conjunto festival in the country. And Lorenzo Perez is one of the performers taking the stage this weekend. We caught up with Perez to learn more about his passion for the classic genre. Here's a look at our conversation. All right, first things first, I have to know, what does conjunto music mean to you?
Well, first off, I want to thank you for having me on the show. And conjunto music means a lot of things to me. Um, a lot of people just think of it as a genre of music, and it's a lot more than a genre of music. It's something that people have listened to for many of years, and it's a genre of music that attracts, old and new listeners. It's part of our culture. It just means so many things. It means so many things in our state and worldwide, and it's very hard to explain. It's heartwarming and it's something that I love to play.
And who first inspired you to seek out conjunto music?
Well, my first inspiration was my grandfather. My grandfather played the accordion, and unfortunately, he passed away when I was 5 years old. And so his instruments that he played were left to me, and I knew that that's what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do, and I never thought it would take off the way it took off. But needless to say that I've been blessed, and conjunto music has been a part of my life since an early age.
That is super sweet. Can you tell me about one of the first instruments that you picked up?
Well, the first instrument that I actually picked up was the accordion. Like I said, I was around my grandfather a lot. When he was playing, and I knew it was something that I wanted to do. Then I moved on to, I would play it not professionally, but I would just mess around with it. And I picked up the drums actually. And the drums was an instrument that I picked up, and I learned pretty fast. And after that, I kind of got bored with the drums, and I said, you know what, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to learn the accordion. And at the age of 13 is when I actually started, playing with a local band here, and started performing on stage, and here we are. Here we are, at the age of 36, and still going at it.
Oh my goodness. It sounds like you definitely learned to love the craft. That's really awesome to hear. This also isn't your first time at the San Antonio Conjunto Festival. How did it feel not only when you first got the call, but to be invited back yet again?
Yes, I think we first got the call, I think it was back in 2010, somewhere around there. And, it's a great feeling, with this being the longest conjunto festival that has been happening in the whole entire world. It's like a WrestleMania of conjunto. This is what we look forward to every single year, and I'm super blessed with Mr. Tejera, Christina Valin for inviting us every year. I think this is like the 13th year in a row that we've already been invited to play. We've had the opportunity to close out the show one year as well. And, it's just a great place to reunite with fans and friends and other musicians, and, simply enjoy the love of conjunto music.
You kind of said it best yourself. This is like the WrestleMania for conjunto music. So have you ever been starstruck maybe by seeing these artists that you've listened to and that have maybe inspired you when you see them either backstage with you or just at the festival themselves?
Yes, of course. I mean, there's, most of the groups that I consider, superstars have passed on, and luckily I was able to see them and, perform with a few of them. And, I find it more crazy how a lot of other people and a lot of younger bands are now doing the same thing that we used to do. Those older stars, they're looking up to us and they're wanting us, to sign autographs here, or, just simply talk. And I think it's something that I would have never thought that I would be living in. I love interacting with everybody, and it's amazing to see how many people actually take the time to listen to your music and simply uh, show the gratitude towards your craft.
And what do you think it is about Tejano and Conjunto music that is still so popular, even with all these different music evolvements happening around us?
I think the simple fact of the fact that the music is evolving and and it's catching the attention and the eye and the ears of the younger crowd. That is what is keeping it alive. And you get artists like our band and several other bands that start interacting with the new genre of Tejano and Conjunto, and throw it out there to the younger generations, and kind of mix it up with the old school Conjunto, and I mean you get a blend of music that is going to meet the needs of everybody, young and old, and I think that's what really keeps it alive. And the simple fact of technology as well. Technology nowadays has helped us tremendously. If it's not social media that you're hearing it on, it's it wouldn't, without social media, you wouldn't be where we're at today.
Okay, now focusing on you on a personal level, I took a listen to some of your music, and some of your biggest hits are love songs. What do you think goes into making a really good love song?
I've always based my music off the romantic side. I've had a taste of that kind of music since I started playing my music. That my kind of music was more of that romantic side. Uh, and I think it's just kind of fitting to us. It's kind of fitting to us. A lot of people think of Conjunto music as bottom music, weird music, but it doesn't have to be like that. And I think that's what separated us from a lot of other conjuntos, that we focus more on the romantic side, and I think that draws the attention of it gives us a bigger spectrum of listeners, because it's not only about drinking and partying. It's being romantic, and singing songs that hit the heart.
I definitely agree. I feel like that's the best segue to reach all dynamics of listeners. Everybody has fallen in love once in their life. Maybe they're in love. Maybe they're trying to fall in love. So yeah, I definitely understand where you're coming from. Okay, last question before we let you go this morning. What are you looking forward to besides being on the big stage and hearing all these people scream for you when you step on stage?
Oh man, we're just looking forward to seeing everybody. Simply thanking them for that support. Every year that we go, uh, you know, we see all of our old friends, and meeting new friends and new fans. So we invite everybody out to spend a weekend to the Tejano Conjunto Festival at Rosedale Park here in San Antonio. We're going to be performing Saturday at 9 p.m. So make sure to catch us live. We're going to have merchandise. We're going to have a bunch of stuff there to just all the people. So we look forward to seeing everybody out there, and just enjoy life and enjoy the
Big thank you to Lazaro. As you heard, he takes the stage Saturday at 9 p.m.